Let's get in the Maverick investor himself, Porinju Veliyath, with us in our studios, playing this very special episode of BNS and the stock game as well. And Porinju, thank you so much for joining in. Let me do the Kapil Sharma thing that he does. When you started off Equity Intelligence, did you think that you will get a chance to be on the 7th anniversary of ET now?
No, I didn't. I used to wish, to show my face on a national channel. It was a dream. It was a dream.
We really, we are very happy, Porinju, that you've taken the time and the troubles to come all the way from Kochi to join us on our 7th anniversary. So thank you so much for joining in. Now, Porinju, our Twitter queries, and I'm sure Mubina and Kamya have a lot of questions to ask you, but when we put out the message that you're joining us on our anniversary, and the talk is not just going to be about one or two stock picks, but about what you've done in the past few years, what has led to you to become the way you are. We've got a bunch of queries coming in. I think one obvious query that came in was to find out from you that what is your biggest strength when it comes to stock picking?
I think identifying companies at the inflection points. And this is not only about companies, even some segments, some industries, that gives you big money.
Yeah, but how are you doing it? How are you able to do it? Because not everybody can do it.
Yeah, I don't know. There is no hard and fast rules for doing this. I normally say, keep the eyes and ears open and try to analyze or, estimate the future numbers. Whereas 99% of the analysts, they are trying to analyze the past numbers. I can see a lot of media fancy and talk about the last quarter GDP numbers or a company's just reported Q4 numbers. I think that's a very simple thing. Even I think first year BCom students can do that. More important is, if you can have an insight into the future numbers, that estimate comes utilizing the existing, the available visibility,
right,
and the resources.
Okay.
And Indian economy and its market, I feel, the equity markets give tremendous scope and potential to create, huge wealth going forward if somebody could follow this, because the volatility in the market, along with the volatility in the industry environments, and some of the companies go through bad times, challenging times. Now these are the spots, these are the pockets,
opportunity,
where sometimes if you have identifying the inflection points,
sure,
where things are going to change positively,
right,
we call it turnarounds.
Okay.
And these turnarounds can be in different aspects of a company. Sure. It can be mostly at the finances, the numbers, expected numbers.
Sure.
And it can be the quality, the culture of the management.
Sure.
It can be the balance sheet, of course, very important.
Multiple things.
It can be anything.
Okay.
But one of the triggers can lead to exploring the other triggers. And if you find it comfortable and the stock is not in fancy today, that gives an opportunity.
So buy less fancied names. And we will talk about that as well. And I'm sure you guys have Twitter queries too. But the reason why this answer is important is because when we did the at-home show with Porinju Veliyath at his house, that's when everybody hated sugar.
Yes.
And then we've seen what's happened to sugar, right? So at that point of time, Porinju Veliyath had said that he's going out and buying sugar. So just a quick real life example as well, Porinju. You're talking about buying less fancied things, buying things that people don't like it at an inflection point. What made you buy sugar stocks 6 months ago?
See, I was reading some reports about the global sugar industry. Just small newspaper reports. I don't go the large. I never read the large. More than a page I never read.
Okay.
Whatever reports or books. I have received books from you and I often read it. So, there was some symptoms, that industry has been going through very bad times. The companies crushing sugarcane, they have been suffering. The farmers who are growing the sugarcane, they are suffering. So that kind of a negative situation for everybody in the industry is not sustainable. So it's a question of time, good times will come. And bad monsoon, that's also over. So, and we should expect, last year it was a bad monsoon. So people avoid buying it.
Right.
And people wait for a good monsoon, then the stock is already 10 times.
Right.
So, you have to buy things when things are not looking very good. The environment is not very conducive, but there is a value. And things can turn around. That is called an inflection point. So I was confident sugar, at least for a medium term, last year was at an inflection point.
Still hold them?
No.
No?
Because I don't like to have a long-term investment in sugar stocks. But we are holding in portfolio management. We are holding DCM Serum Limited. But sugar is only a small portion of the business.
Right. And I would like to come in here because there's a Twitter query on sugar and actually not clearly on sugar. Tell us, what is it that's not looking good then?
No,
Father Shah has a question there. He's asking, after the sugar sector, what is the next focus?
Oh. This is basically a trading attitude in the market.
Right.
Nothing wrong in doing it. I was looking at tea and coffee.
Okay.
Because it's again abandoned for some time, and these companies are not doing well. In a lot of companies, Tata Coffee, Tata Global Beverages, Harrison Malayalam, a lot of companies. Recently I bought a small stock called Aspinwall into coffee. So there are many companies, but not in fancy today, and some of them are at an inflection point. But at the same time, don't just go buy any stocks in the industry, because it's in a challenging economic environment, especially with regard to the balance sheet. It's only stock picking is allowed. Again, if you ask me about segments, I love all segments, all industries in Indian economy. Because for everything there is a price.
That's the next focus area?
Which one, the tea and
So
coffee?
Kamya asked you that after sugar, what is the next focus area?
Yeah, I think I answered that way. It's not a focus area or anything, and it's not any major idea, to be very frank. It's not just me. Many people, many smart guys in the market, they have already started talking about tea and coffee.
Right.
And most of these companies are very, very underpriced. And there is an element of even replacement value. Theory can come into play. This is not only in tea and coffee, many other industry. We were discussing about hotel industry. Last 6-7 months I have been very bullish on hotel industry. Because again, I think it's at an inflection point. And I'm happy to see some biggies are talking good about the hotel industry. So I think hotel industry again, think of the market caps. Now Indian hotels, something we are holding in our PMS, recently we bought. It's at around 8,000-9,000 crores kind of a market cap. Their top one property is worth so much. They have around 130-40 properties.
Right.
Some of them are owned and through subsidiaries and through management. And around, I think, some, how much, 16,000 rooms kind of inventory. That's amazing, So there is huge potential for these companies, especially I expect the supply-demand equation going more favorable for these companies. Because
Okay,
we
so
had
you're talking about Indian hotels right now, or the hotel industry?
not just Indian hotels, hotel industry,
Hotel industry.
generally.
Okay.
Porinju, you had tweeted some time ago that you like your coffee without sugar. So does that still stand?
This is because I'll tell you what prompted me to tweet this. This is 2 days back when sugar was at the peak.
Right.
I found everybody in the street, they are going for sugar. That's not a healthy trend. And I think most of them are a bit late. I'm not talking bad about any industry. I found the stock I used to buy a year ago at 30-35 rupees. Dwarga sugar, for example, I sold it some 220. It went to 270. It's like,
Right.
it is too much. So I was basically cautioning people, and I had a liking to coffee. So I just tweeted that. It's not a very serious kind of tweet. I do such, non-serious things. And not such, mostly I do that in life.
So do you like traveling? Is that why you're betting big on the hotel industry now?
Not exactly. I do travel, but hotel thing, I'm telling you that replacement cost theory can come into play. I'm telling you there can be multi-baggers, which nobody expect. And some of these companies, Indian hotel, I'm not very happy with the way the company have been managed in the last decade.
Sure.
If it is a slightly better managed, with an intention of creating wealth for the shareholders,
Sure.
this can be multi-bagger.
Okay, I'm sure we have more Twitter queries, but before we do that, Porinju, I just wanted to talk about one or two stocks that you've bought recently, and maybe just trying to understand why did you buy. I'm not saying they're a recommendation or no, but I think 2 days ago, you bought a company called Aspinwall, or at least your PMS bought 50,000 shares at 176. Am I wrong? No, I'm
It
not
is
wrong.
not in PMS.
Okay.
It's a very illiquid stock. I don't buy so illiquid stock in PMS.
Okay.
I bought it in my proprietary.
Proprietary.
My own funds.
Okay.
I bought it in.
Okay, why did you buy Aspinwall? It's locked on a circuit as I can see. Why did you buy this?
Yeah. See, this is a company I found this was recently listed on NSE. This was earlier listed on Madras Stock Exchange and Cochin Stock Exchange.
Right.
So there was no liquidity, and it used to be mostly in paper shares. This company was promoted by, it's a very 160-year-old company. It's a very old company. And this is currently owned. The promoter is the royal family of Kerala, Travancore. In fact, I was jokingly telling somebody the family temple of the promoters. The temple owns 1 lakh crores worth of ornaments. Now see, the girls are so excited about it, and
But why asking what?
it has nothing to do with the company, listed company. So they have coffee. They have got some very good brands and reputation in the market, going on for decades.
Okay.
Just got some logistics business. They have got some very solid, significant rubber estates in very good location in Kerala.
Okay.
And I understand the company has got too many land parcels. This knowledge is not from the public domain as it is, but my being in Cochin, I know the company for last many decades.
Sure.
So I know that, But at the same time, I don't know whether there will be any value unlocking for this company.
Got it.
And I haven't met the promoters. But if something like that happens, this can be a multi-bagger. And at 130 crores, 150 crores enterprise value,
Right.
you are maybe getting 1,000 crores worth of assets, or maybe 250 crores kind of revenue, profitable, dividend-paying company. So looks very decent. But very, very liquid, only personal investments in a small way is possible. Somebody offered me a lot, and so I just bought it.
Okay, interesting. Now, of course, we have a lot of Twitter queries flooding in for just you. We have at Geordie Job or Geordie Job Portis, he's asking a very interesting question. He says, where do you differ from Warren as a value investor in identifying value stocks?
Warren Buffett? What
Yes.
is that?
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm too small to compare and relate to such big names. So I don't want to belittle Warren Buffett's name, comparing with what I do. See, value investing is it's very unique for every investor. Now, our Vijay Kadia was here. He's a great investor. He is a great value investor. But our style is very different.
Sure.
Now we have Ashish. There are many people, well-known value investors. If you very closely watch, every one of them is very different in their perspective, their style of stock picking. So that's why I told my ability to identify the turnarounds, the inflection points. I believe that is my biggest strength. And while doing that, you may end up doing a couple of mistakes.
So give us a gift, Porinju. If you can, give us a theme, a company that is at an inflection point right now.
And might I add, every second question that we are seeing on Twitter is asking you for the next multi-bag or the next stock which is at an inflection.
Oh, no. See, I'll tell you one more thing. The number of potential multi-baggers are coming down in the market. If you see in the last 1 year also, even though index and the Nifty, Sensex all are stagnant, I'm telling you a lot of stocks individually, because the number of stock pickers, smarter guys are really going up in the country.
Right.
So this is reducing the number of multi-baggers.
And
But still there are many of them.
Right, which is why we need
But I will tell one more thing, as a segment wise. I was recently watching a lot of company listed only on BSE.
Okay.
Okay, this is a very interesting story, I feel. Listed only on BSE, so people don't look at them.
Right.
Large investors will never look at them. So I found some of them at 40, 50, 60 crores kind of market caps, 100 crores or 200 crores. But they are doing a very, very relevant, important business with recent volumes, clean balance sheet. The promoters are not that bad. Some of them have got good dividend yield. So I found, these are totally ignored kind of a segment. I'm talking about only BSE listed companies.
Okay.
But I don't want to tell any of those names because it doesn't look good. It will just go into circuit because they are very small companies.
Right.
And I can be wrong also. So this is everyone, everyone can look into that. Anybody interested in that kind of a theme can look at that. And the another theme, I don't know, you was talking about a theme.
Right.
Or was it about particular stock you asked me? Multi-bagger. Okay.
Now I'll ask if you can.
Stock names?
Yes, maybe. If something that you bought recently that you believe is a good one. So I'm not asking for a fresh recommendation.
Okay. Recently we bought some Talwakers in PMS.
Talwakar
when it came down
Fitness
to below 200.
Okay.
Again, not a foolproof kind of a thing. They have done very good capex in the last 2-3 years. There is not very good perception in the market at this point of time. That is because the stock price is down. If the stock goes to 300 and 400, the perception will be positive. People will praise the promoters. That is the habit of stock market always.
Right.
So, and it's a futuristic business. Now, many of, a lot of people I'm seeing, mostly youngsters, good-looking people in your studio, looking at the work style, I think a lot of them are going to start developing back pain. In 30s. In my time, it is in 50s or late 40s you start those problems. depending on your style of living.
Right.
So I think there is going to be huge market for this so-called Zumba dance and
Right.
the exercise and yoga, all those kind of things. So this company is into that space and with a huge potential. But there are some current challenges. But I
Right.
think they will get over that.
Right.
So there is it's a company to watch.
Sure.
It can be a multi-bagger, but we cannot just blindly invest and forget. We have some holdings in PMS. Even today, I think we have bought some for the new clients. So we have been buying this stock in a small lots for the new clients joining. I don't know whether I am supposed to really talk about it, but I think I'm openly talking it. It's fine. So there are such new generation companies. Another company I am looking at is Jubilant Life Science.
You're still looking at it.
Now only I started looking. I earlier personally bought at some 160, 70 levels a year ago.
Right.
I feel this is around 9,000 crores enterprise value, something like 5,000 crores kind of a market cap. It's a large company. It's getting $1 billion pharmaceutical company. So the discounting is very attractive. It is available at something like one time as a market cap. Maybe something like 1.7, 1.8 times the revenue is the enterprise value. And I understand this company, they are very big in their, that nuclear medicines. It's a very important segment, very niche segment. They are very big in, especially in US, they have a very large market share. And it has a long way to go. And the contract manufacturing of injectables, another major sector.
Right.
They are very, very strong, maybe the strongest in India in those kind of sectors. So it's at around 12 PE for the latest earnings and something like 7 times EBITDA. So I like it. But
That's
there
a
is no
very
hurry to buy. It's a large company. I am very small to talk such a $1 billion company. But it can be, it's a stock to watch. I think it looks like to me, I was the one who identified Wockhardt at very early stage, some 2,000 crores market cap. This is looking something like that. And recently, the stock had gone to some 450, now it is around 340, 50 at 5,000 crores market cap. I think this is something people may look at. I feel after Biocon, I think this is one stock I should focus.
Okay. We have maybe a 30-second window. Any other Twitter query that we want to take with Porinju?
Yeah, so we do know about the do's of investing in stock markets. A viewer wants to know what are the mistakes one should avoid, the
30
don'ts
seconds,
of the market
What are the mistakes?
one must avoid while investing.
Okay. Don't focus on the hot stocks and sectors. That's something I want to tell. Most people do that mistakes. I'm talking the novice investors. I'm
Right.
not talking about the large, big investors and I'm talking about the amateur community.
Right.
They have a habit of buying into the hot stocks and sectors. Now sugar was the hottest last 2-3 days. It was available at very low price, a few months back. And for somebody with common sense and basic knowledge and arithmetics had enough visibility to understand this was at an inflection point.
Right.
This company should do well. So without looking at the fancy, do your basic arithmetics and identify companies which are not in the fancy today. So India has, because we have large number of companies listed and large variety, sectors of business. That is the beauty of Indian market, unlike any other markets in the world.
Okay.
And we have all kind of companies, starting with, yesterday somebody was talking about a 3 crores market cap company with a large exposure, large
even that
revenue.
happens. Okay.
So from 3 crores to
Got it.
5 lakh crores or
Right.
TCS, we have got, it's a huge span of companies.
So you can take your pick. Porinju, I'm out of time completely on this, but I just want one quick answer from you. Are you still invested in these two indifferent names that I heard? One of them was Modern Dairies, wherein I think you made some investment in May. The other one is Ismo. Are you still invested in these?
Yeah, these are personal
Personal
investments,
but
not in
you
PMS.
bought them and you'll keep them for a while.
I continue to hold both these stocks.
Both Modern Dairies, I want the stocks to be fired before we wrap up this segment.
See-
Modern Dairies as well as Ismo.
But Modern Dairy it's like, a penny stock pick with a chance.
Okay, fine. It's a
But
penny
Ismo,
stock with a
Ismo
chance.
is more calculated, and I have been buying it recently also.
Okay.
Because it's again a medium risk, high reward company, I would say about Ismo. These are not risk free. These are not stocks for trading, and I don't want anybody to just buy these stocks on my. I'm not
On his
recommending
account.
this stock.
Yeah.
I'm just telling I'm holding it.
Yeah, So, by the way, the standard disclosure on this segment from Porinju Veliyath that none of these to be taken as recommendations. It are stocks that he's bought in his individual or PMS capacity, do not take them as recommendations, any of the stocks that we've discussed.